I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned into the Lion's Den, official source of UCCS Sports. First segment of the day, we want to talk about UCCS Volleyball because they had some pretty important matches this past weekend, and they split here in the Gallagher Event Center against some really tough RMAC opponents. Charlie, let's go ahead and cut to you. We're going to talk to you. You were broadcasting both of those games.
Yeah.
So let's start with Friday night's matchup against Colorado Christian. Coming in, they were tied in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and they're vying for a home playoff spot. For the fans who don't know, it's the top 4 teams in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference who will host a first-round matchup. Top 8 teams will make the playoffs. Certainly, the Mountain Lions would much rather play here, right behind us, than anywhere else on the road. And so a big matchup against the Cougars on Friday night. That was one, if we talk to head coach Chrissy Elder, she'd say of the two, she wanted that one a little bit more than the next one, just because of tiebreaker implications and all those things. So a big matchup, and your Mountain Lions won 3-1. You were calling all that action. Let's go ahead and tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there how that went down. As you see, the current standings right there in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
Well, with Mountain Lions against CCU, I talked to Taylor Hamilton, Chrissy Elder before this game, said, is there a little more pressure with this game? Like you said, a tiebreaker. And they talked about, it's just another game, but you could tell that they came out with a purpose and a mentality for this game. So they came out and they just looked focused. They dropped the second set, which it went 1-1, and then Mountain Lions won the next 2 sets. So it was a little bit different on that era where usually the Mountain Lions win the first set and win the second set and then maybe give up that third set. It was 1-1, and you got to give some credit to CCU. They are an excellent team, and they really were competitive for those 4 sets. So it really could have gone either way. UCCS, though, captured that one in 4 sets, and I really do think, as we'll take a look at head coach Chrissy Elder's interview and Taylor Hamilton's interview, she mentioned it too, that the crowd was the biggest part. We had a huge fan crowd. Everyone was having fun. We had a great halftime show, and it was just a good environment to be around. And when you have that environment at home, I don't think anyone could beat us, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that second set is about as good of a team as I've seen our Mountain Lions look all season long.
Yeah.
They came out and they were firing on all cylinders. That first set they won, but they made a lot of errors.
There was
in that set.
7 serving errors in the first set, and somehow they still pulled it out, which was it's crazy how they had 7 serving errors in 1 set.
And they eliminated those in the second set, and the crowd got really involved in that second set, and wow, were they just firing. I mean, again, that was about as good as I've seen our Mountain Lions look all season long. They won that second set 25-20, so great second set for the Mountain Lions. A loud crowd in the stands. There was some fraternity in the house that was causing all kinds of good ruckus for us.
Yeah.
They were getting loud every time I said point UC. I heard the CS follow.
Yeah.
And wow, was that fun, Spencer?
Yeah, that was good to see. I mean, I think it was SAE and EAE. They were both there supporting the volleyball team for the whole time. So that was great to see. But I think something that's cool that we saw that night came together as a school. And to have all those people in the stands cheering. The cool thing about our fans, they're never negative, and that's the cool thing I think about our schools. We're always positive, and they were singing along with the songs, and they were up and dancing, and we don't see that very often, and that's what we like. We want people to come out. We want you to come to the games to support your team, because that just makes our players that much better as well. So I think Friday night, they thrived off of our fans. I know they wanted to win too, but to just come out and see the stands full, they pumped more than they ever have been, I think.
That was like a perfect storm on Friday night with the crowd interaction, with the great play of the Mountain Lions.
Absolutely.
An unbelievable DJ there, clicking on all cylinders as well. Our a play-by-play broadcaster
Yep.
broadcasting the games, and that was, again, a fantastic matchup and a huge one for UCCS to get the win there. Mountain Lions right now sitting in 5th place in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. If the season were to end today, they would be on the road for the first round matchup, but still with 6 matchups left, plenty of time to continue to rise up the ranks. As you see right there, Mountain Lions sitting in 5th place, trying to catch Regis. That's really the team looking forward that holds that 4th position that the Mountain Lions could come up and take that spot from.
Sure.
So we're really going to keep our eye on UCCS, as we always do, and then of course the Rangers of Regis, who are sitting 1 place in front of us. On Friday night, again, a great matchup. We saw Taylor Hamilton on the show last week. A little Lions Den bump, Charlie?
You know, she was on point, especially that first night. She came out, and I think with this, every player and coach that have come on for the volleyball team, they always talked about heart and where they, where their heart lied. And there was a lot of 50-50 balls that they could have, okay, we'll give up that 1 point, but we'll get it right back next time.
Right.
Natasha Habert, as the libero, was
flying around.
insane. She was flying around all over the court.
Yeah.
She had a couple of those saves where it got the fans and crowd involved because you didn't think she could get it over. So definitely Natasha Habert was a big factor. And then, like you said, Taylor Hamilton, she is becoming one of the scoring threats for this Mountain Lions team. They have so many attackers, and you really don't know where it's going to come from because you have Alyssa Brinton on one side, Cassie Bush rolling around the other side, and then either Taylor Hamilton, Grace Nelson. So definitely a lot of attackers, and that was a good key game and really showed a lot of heart.
We mentioned Alyssa Brinton. She finished with 16 kills, hitting over 300 on the night, along with 6 blocks and 16 digs.
Yeah.
She did a little bit of everything. And that serve, I heard some of the fans in the stands chanting, best serve in the RMAC.
Yeah.
It's hard to dispute that as well. She does everything for the Mountain Lions. And then we mentioned Taylor Hamilton, who had a stellar night as well. 7 kills in the final set and led the team with 18 overall. So beautiful outing from her. And Charlie, you met up with her. Was it you or Mac?
It was Mac Buckley.
Okay, Mac
met
Buckley.
up with Taylor
Somebody
Hamilton.
met up with Taylor Hamilton after that game to get her thoughts. So we'll go ahead and throw it to that interview right now. It's your very own Mac Buckley meeting up with Taylor Hamilton after the big win against Colorado Christian on Friday night.
Mac Buckley here with Taylor Hamilton after they just got done with a huge win against Colorado Christian University. Taylor Hamilton, what are your thoughts after first winning in 4 sets right there?
I'm really happy. I mean, I definitely wish we would have won in 3, but we'll take it in 4. That was a huge game for our team, especially when it comes to conference.
Most definitely a big game tonight and then another big matchup tomorrow night. But let's talk about your performance tonight. 18 kills, getting up at the net, making an impact for the Mountain Lions. How'd you make so many kills tonight?
I mean, the passing was amazing, and so was most sets, so it's really just me putting a snap in it, but other than that, the team did great.
And you make a couple different kills each time, maybe a roll shot or you just hammer the ball down. What's your thought before you swing back, before you make contact with the ball?
So Tasha's behind me, and she calls for the places I can swing to, so it's pretty much whatever she says.
Awesome. Great communication there from your team and definitely contributing to tonight's win. Couple different sets that we did see as far as performance-wise. How were you able to take the lead away from Colorado Christian in that 4th set?
I think just having fun. We really focused on kind of having fun and just staying consistent, and I think we did a really good job.
Most certainly, and it was so much fun to watch and the excitement here at Gallagly Event Center. Is it great having the fans at your back tonight?
Oh, we love it. We love showing up and seeing everybody there and having fun.
Now let's talk about also your teammates contributing. Grace Nelson hitting double digits and Alyssa Brinton also double digits on kills. How often do all team members get double digits, and how crucial is that to tonight's win?
I think only one other time this season we've had all hitters in double digits, and it is extremely crucial. I mean, it really pulls the block on everyone, and it just kind of helps out all around.
And that's setting you up for success tomorrow night in your matchup against Colorado School of Mines. Right now tied for second, 9-1. You just came off a huge conference victory at 7-4 now. What are your thoughts going into tomorrow night?
I mean, we just want to play as hard as we can. We know it's going to be a battle, but we just got to be confident and kind of do what we do.
Most certainly. Do you think you'll change up play at all as far as what Coach Chrissy had you doing tonight? Because it looked like you changed up things in the 3rd set here.
I don't know. It's kind of whatever Coach thinks is best, and we know whatever she chooses, we'll do well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Taylor Hamilton. And again, Mac Buckley here, UCCS Athletic Network. Thank you so much, Taylor.
Thank you.
And that was your very own Matt Buckley there meeting up with Taylor Hamilton after the big win against Colorado Christian. Unfortunately, things didn't go so well the very next night against Colorado Mines, one of the top teams in all of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, as the Ore Diggers came into the Gallagly Event Center and they swept us on Saturday night. Unfortunately, Mountain Lions unable to get a set against the top tier Ore Diggers. They're coming in right now 10-2 in the RMAC. They've only lost 2 games all season long in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So we knew that was a tough team. And Charlie, it seemed like they had 10 players on the court at any given time.
Yeah.
I mean, they were everywhere. That was a good team.
Yeah, so for the Ore Diggers coming into this game, they're 3-3 on the road. So they've only lost on the road as they were 10-0 at home. So it gave the Mountain Lions the best opportunity, having the home crowd, being at home. But the Ore Diggers, they are a team to really look forward to into the playoffs because they, like you said, they were everywhere. And what they did to get the Mountain Lions out of the rhythm was get Morgan Evans that first hit. Because they knew Morgan Evans was our setter. She's the one who sets up everybody. So with that, they went to Morgan Evans. They tried to serve to her every time, get her the first hit, and then either Julie Ward or Natasha Haber had to set it up. And they haven't been doing that, not as much this season. So definitely some credit to Colorado Mines to knowing the Mountain Lions offense. But on that, Morgan Evans became more of an attacker. And like I said, 8 kills on the night. That's a career high for her. But she had a couple of those kills that it looked like Alyssa Brinton was jumping up there. She really was dominating on that. And with this one, like you said, it was just a tough game. And I'm glad that we won against CCU and Colorado Mines. We knew it was a tough one going in. But, we still put up a good fight. Those first couple of sets, they were tied going into the 14s to 17s. They were still neck and neck. And I think the first set they lost 25-19, and then second set lost 25-17. So they were in it. It was just a couple of balls and a couple of plays that really killed the Mountain Lions' momentum.
Absolutely, and that third set to follow things up, 25-14.
Oh,
so you were right on point
off.
with the you're right on point with those first 2 sets, and then that second set was a little bit more disparaging.
Yeah.
I think the Mountain Lions kind of accepted the fate at that time. We didn't see a lot of resilience, to be honest, from UCCS in that third set. I think they kind of realized they were matched up against a better team.
Yeah.
But Charlie, we're quite possibly going to see them again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What can we do differently to bring about a different result? Because if we're going to meet them in a couple weeks, we have 6 matches left. They're one of the top 3 teams in the standings. There's a very good chance we might see them again.
Yeah.
What do we do? What did you like from UCCS that game that you think we could build upon for the next outing?
Well, it's nice to see, we've seen the top 5 teams now in the RMAC. So it's definitely interesting to see. And with Colorado Mines and MSU Denver, what they're good at is not making mistakes. So serving errors, attack errors, block errors, they really don't do a lot of that. So UCCS really has to focus on the biggest thing they did well was blocking. They had 2-3 people at the net, and they went up, and Alyssa Brinton got a couple of key blocks, and Cassidy Bush really played a huge factor in that match. So definitely have to focus on that. And then I feel like everyone has to get involved. For the Mountain Lions, no one had double-digit kills versus Colorado Mines. Cassidy Bush had 9, and then Morgan Evans had 8. And then you just went down the list, and it was 5, 6, 4. So definitely have to attack more. And then when Colorado Mines is on the attack, they had a couple of players where they looked on fire, and it was really down the middle is what killed the Mountain Lions. So definitely have to work on that. And then the back row, just getting those digs up. I know I can't imagine getting hit with the ball that fast, but Natasha Haber and Julie Ward and Alyssa Brinton are excellent at it. So definitely just have to focus on that too. So offense, get everyone involved. Defense, just try and disrupt the kills and try and make it as hard for them as possible.
Yeah, you're right. So Cassidy Bush led the team with 9 kills, 6 of those 9 coming in the final third set. And then you mentioned Morgan Evans. We love the contribution from her on that offensive side, but typically you don't want your setter to have the second most kills in the matchup for your team. So I got to say, great job by her to get involved and sneak a lot of those second balls over to get the kill, but really that's not the recipe for success.
Yeah, I like what Charlie said too about getting offense involved, but we had quite a few offensive errors versus Mines. Even that first and second set, I think they had like 7 or 6 offensive errors in those sets, and you just can't do that. If you get those points back, we're right there in it, going to 26, 27 points, trying to get the win on those sets. So I like what you said there, but I think the offensive errors played a huge part Saturday night.
Absolutely. If we can go ahead and get that graphic up one more time, you can see Morgan Evans and her continuing rise up the statistical ladder there. Right now sitting in fourth place, 2,541 assists. That is quite remarkable, needing just 225 more to move into third place, which at the rate she's been playing, she should do that. There's 6 matches left.
Yeah.
She's been averaging just under 50 assists per matchup. So at this rate, she should move into third place all time, barring more matches like Colorado Mines, because she didn't quite reach that rate that she would need to get herself there. Another really important stat to keep our eye on, Natasha Habert now 220 digs away from moving into fourth place all-time in program history. As you can see there, trying to pass Kim Catlett, who we see all the time on the sideline as well, helping to coach the Mountain Lions this season. So Natasha trying to pass her good friend Kim Catlett there. That one I think is going to be a little bit more difficult for her to obtain than for Morgan Evans.
Yeah, Morgan Evans had 47 assists the first night, and then the second night had only 23 assists, so an odd night for her. But just looking at the matchup, you have South Dakota Mines and then Black Hills State twice. So you play them in
That's
4
pretty
matches.
favorable. That's favorable.
And on paper right now, South Dakota Mines is 0-12 in the conference, and then 1-22.
They're not getting
overall.
their first win against us.
We won't jinx
We
it.
believe in charity, but not to that extent.
And then we have Black Hills at 4-8 and 6-4 teams. So on paper, not the best teams, played, but we always say don't check, don't even look at the standings. But I still think Morgan Evans could have career nights against them, and then just an odd one on that one. Morgan Evans, I know before the game you were talking about a player. She actually hit the ball with her head, and it went over the net.
For the kill.
So MJ was talking about this before
the match
CCU
even
game.
happened.
Before the match even happened, and then get that highlight. But Morgan Evans gets clocked in the head, and everyone just starts looking at her. And
then the
it
ball
just
goes
hits
over
right
the other side, and she
it
got
hits
the kill.
ground. So Morgan Evans, I guess, can do it in soccer ways
That's
too.
using her head.
But I just wanted to bring that up because it was just. I remember you were talking
One in
about it
1,000,
before.
Yeah, what are the odds?
So
What are the odds?
maybe she can get a couple more head kills too.
That's right. Whatever she's doing it the right way. I got to tell you, I know I talk about Morgan Evans on the show every week, but when I watch her play, she just does everything.
Yeah.
She does.
I mean, she's always at the net trying to block when she's in position. Her serves are always on point. She sets with the best, obviously. She's amongst
for digs.
rolling around for digs. She gets the facial shots to go over for the kills. I mean, she just does a little bit of everything. So she's really impressive to watch out on the court. So we're going to keep an eye on those statistics to see how much her and Natasha Habert continue to climb, see if they can reach that top tier there, as they're both striving to move into third place all-time in program history. But we do have a lot more to talk about here on the Lions Den. The first thing, though, before we cut the break, we want to get in another interview. Charlie met up with head coach Chrissy Elder after the weekend's events, and she broke down the entire weekend for us. So let's go ahead and get to that interview right now with Charlie Bang Bang Botnick and head coach Chrissy Elder.
Charlie Botnick here with UCCS Athletics, here with head coach Chrissy Elder after the loss to Colorado Mines. First off, coach, just comments on the game.
Mines played really, really well tonight. I give them a lot of the credit. They played so well. We were thrown off quite a bit.
And with this weekend, you guys go 1-1, snap the 4-game winning streak. But overall, on the weekend, what do you take away from this?
We just have to keep working at practice. Mines, I think, showed a few of our weaknesses that we can handle this week and work on at practice. But, they're a good team. So I still think we're doing the right things. They just put us in a position where we just quite couldn't get out of it.
And Morgan Evans had a career high in kills with 8. So really, what is she bringing to the team, and how much is her versatility helping this team?
I'm a firm believer in setters dumping the ball. It helps hitters, especially when they're front row. So I think she did a great job doing that tonight. Mine's just keyed on a lot of our other hitters and stopped them. So Morgan's 8 kills are great. We just have to do a little bit better job offensively outside of that.
And this one, a tough one. But what do you take away? Is there any positives that you take away from this match?
Absolutely. I mean, I thought a lot of our bench players came off the bench and played well. I thought we served really well. There are always some positives. I mean, we did not play that poorly. I really think Mines played that well.
And then next weekend, you guys have Black Hills State and then South Dakota Mines, another one at home. So what do you guys really focus on in practice? What needs to improve and what is already good?
Same thing. Ball control and defense will always be something that we're going to work on. And then we're just going to keep fighting through practice. I think if we keep doing what we've been doing, our team's just going to keep growing.
And another home weekend next weekend, and then on the road for the next 2 weekends to end the regular season. So really, as the regular season's coming to an end, do you like where you're at position-wise?
I do. I mean, I think we need to pick up a lot of these games and get some wins here, especially the ones on the road. But other than that, I really do. I think we're in a pretty good position to start tournament. We just got to keep rolling through it.
Well, there you have it. Head coach Chrissy Elder of the UCCS volleyball team.
Success comes from UCCS. From believing in yourself. From supportive faculty. From trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion. From being fearless. From those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.